Well, a very good evening to you, one and all. Paul is like Kylie Minogue, he's spinning around, and welcome along to Studio Rats Live Q&A number 96. My name's James Ivy.
Paul Drew. Oh God!
And you are all very welcome along to our week up on the internet, our weekly takeover. I am going to post the links to the show so you can join if you wish. We will get to Pet's very early doors questions.
Cheers, Pet. Can I just say? Oh no! I thought your latency had gone a bit weird, but now you're right.
Oh.
You're right again.
I'm glad I'm not latent. What have you been up to, Mr. Drew?
What have I done?
Other than buying guitars,
I have got another guitar. Sold guitars. I always feel like I've got to justify it. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not your wife.
I know. I always feel. I feel that I feel quite privileged because I keep updating guitars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I do sell guitars to update it. I always feel.
Do
you know what I mean?
I said to you last week, you're going to end up with one guitar and one amp, but they'll be worth £1 million each.
Probably. Hey, I've got these new glasses which are anti-glare. They're not very anti-glare, are they?
Well, they look fine from here.
Are they? Okay. So we'll talk about that. There's a new thing that I've been sent by Boss, which is I think is quite exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, it is already out, so it has been announced, but I've got that to show. I need to do a video on that. Been doing videos. Done a new video on the new guitar today, which is coming out tomorrow.
Sweet. Well, I had a weekend of cheerleading and have come home to the house of COVID.
Nasty.
Yes. So my wife's got it and my daughter's got it. So yes, great. Great way to start the first week of the Easter holidays for the kids. They can't go out.
Oh, of course not. Bless them.
Which is causing riot. Hey, other than that, I have been building pedals. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
And getting very excited with the results, which is always good. Making videos for other people and stuff, I suppose. Busy start to the month, which is all good.
You got any new gear?
Nothing that would be terribly exciting. I mean, I've got say that I'll talk about these because they are exciting.
Yeah. They're exciting. I think they're quite exciting.
I think they're quite cool. I bought some useful stuff. So I reached out to a company called Deck Saver, who make these kind of vacuum molded tops for DJ decks and record players, things like that. And they also do one for the SSL UF8, the controller.
Oh yeah.
So I got one of those, which I thought was quite handy, just to be able to keep the drumstick residue out of it when it's over by the drum kit when I do finally get a new studio.
Drum kit? What residue?
As in sticks.
Oh, okay. That looks
sawdust.
Stuff.
Sawdust and stuff. I've bought a couple of flight cases for monitors, which is really not very exciting. Oh, someone shot Paul Drew. But yeah, other than that, it's all go. It's all desperately trying to get quotes pinned down for new studio, which is turning out to be quite difficult and quite painful because in the last 6 months since we've been talking about this process, I knew materials have gone through the roof, but the SIPS company, the people who are building this shell, have put their prices up, getting on for 100%.
100%.
Yes. So what was going to be a 15 grand part of the build would have been a 30 grand part of the build.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So their price. Yeah.
Not okay. I thought it was like the whole, as in like the whole thing is going to.
No.
Okay.
But still, the element of it will have gone up 100%.
Wow.
Which is painful.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're still in the quotes phase again, which is a bit annoying. But we'll get as soon as we break ground. It'll be a wonderful thing. Shall we start up with some questions because they're all coming in thick and fast, and obviously Pet was in very early doors, so
cheers,
we must say thank you, sir.
Cheers, Pet, for your ongoing generosity
and undying support.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cheers again, mate. So Pet says, gents, Is there a benefit to using aux channels in console for reverb and delays over insert when tracking vocals and acoustic guitar? Absolutely. Well, it depends.
Yes.
I guess it depends on what you're using. If you're using Luna, but no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yes, always. Well,
never use.
Do you explain why, or should I explain why?
You explain why.
Okay.
Gain staging.
Oh, well, you can. How about you explain gain staging? Because I care less about that than you do.
I know. I don't care about it. I care about how it affects the rest of the chain.
Okay. So the reason why I would always put reverbs and delays in auxiliary channels is because of, well, one, cohesion. So say you want to make lots of different things sound like they're all being recorded in one room. Even if you don't want to make it sound, even if it's like a fake sounding reverb, something like a Lexicon 224, something like that, I would still be feeding all of those elements into that reverb, and that all of those elements then coming out of that reverb return, and then cohesion just makes things sound more cohesive.
A single space,
single space. Another thing is just ease. You don't need, say you're using, say you've got like a whole reverb, you don't want to put like processing power. Say, Pet, you use Universal Audio plugins. You don't want to be using up all your processing power, going, putting them in 50 different inserts when you could be processing all of those 50 channels into that one unit.
Totally. The other reason for doing it is as soon as you change something in your chain, you are messing with the gain structure. So say you decide you're going to change the amount of reverb. So say you have a reverb in as an insert effect. As soon as you change the amount of reverb using the wet dry, you're actually changing the gain that's going into the channel. So that's bad.
Have you got, sorry, mate, to change subjects. Have you got are you on Wi-Fi again?
No.
You definitely, because you keep sort of clipping out. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, Pat, hope that helps, mate. And thank you again for your
the next
support.
Part of the question.
And he says, also, in setting up my vocal chain, I sometimes have feedback issues when engaging compressors after the unison preamp. This only happens with certain presets, though. Preamp too high. The only thing I can think of is your monitors are on.
That or your makeup gain's too high, because the feedback that would, you'd get. It would have to be monitors or headphones that are causing the feedback.
Yeah, so your headphones are too loud. They'd have to be really loud to get feedback.
Not if your makeup gain was really high, it wouldn't. Because you're then increasing the gain rather than just the volume, and the increasing gain could cause a howl round.
I reckon, Pet, your monitors are on.
That's more than likely.
Hope that helps.
I hope it does. Yes.
Safe's in the house. Good evening, Safey. Gal 7615. Hi guys. Hope you're both well. We are. Thank you. Hope you are too, Gal. Yeah. I'd love to know, actually, before we go any further, the viewers' spouses.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what they're doing at this moment. Do you reckon they're just
gone? My wife's.
Huh?
I know what my wife's doing. She's putting the kids to bed.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, it's almost like do the spouses watch as well, or do they? God, they'd be bored, wouldn't they?
I doubt it. Although my stepmom did say she chimed in for a little bit.
Does she?
One Wednesday night, yeah, and then was completely lost after about 3 seconds and chimed out again. Hi Jill, if you're watching.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we just send everyone else to sleep so we can.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe we have a very a viewer and listener with a very high boredom threshold. Anyway, let's carry on.
Phil's in house. Hi Phil. And John Ope, hello from Poland. Hi John. John Gordon's in the house. Greetings everyone. Hi John. Z peeps. Good evening guys. Evening mate. Lee Abraham. Hello.
Hi.
Pet's back. I'd buy a guitar every week if the funds permitted, Paul. No need to justify it. Oh, cheers, mate.
I think we
From a
all do,
shaft.
we? There's been a few posts recently that said I wouldn't boast about winning the lottery, but I think it would become very evident very quickly.
Francesco Pinto. Hi guys. Hi Francesco. That's a nice guitar. Hold on, go back. I like it was guitars. Go back.
That looks like a Gilmore. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It looks like a Gilmore to me. It looks nice.
Mm.
Farad H. Evening, everyone. Evening, Farad. Mahai Vasilian. I think that's a new name. Hi, Mahai. Mahai. David McQuillan. Good evening, guys. Hope you're both well. And you, David. John Oates says, Paul and James, question. What do you use to keep your guitars well humidified, especially in winter heating season? That's a really good question.
And it is a really big problem, isn't it?
I've never used anything, and touch wood, I haven't had a problem. But yeah, I know there are, obviously some countries get it worse than we do. Like really.
You and I both use an oil-filled radiator, though, don't we, to keep our?
Oh, okay, that's a good point.
Yes, which is generally a very moist form of heat.
Oh, okay.
Which is good, so they don't dry out over the. We have a. When I was in a shed rather than a house, I had my radiator overnight on like frost free, keeping the frost off. I'm trying to think what basically just on ticker use an exorbitant amount of electricity, but it does at least keep the place warm and keep it moist, humid, not dry.
Yeah, especially with the price of heating going up or going through the roof. I do have a radiator, especially in the winter. Cranked all the way through the night.
I've been talking about with various people for the moving forward is I'm going to put a real piano in, and one of the things that my piano guy, who is like piano tuner to the stars, he said thing we can fit where you basically fill it out with water and it just often just keeps the humidity of the case. Yeah, but it's designed specifically for pianos. That sits inside it.
Oh, inside it! Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, he said it's 150 quid. But it's the best 150 quid you'll ever spend because the piano won't be going and out of tune every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
We should at this point doff our cap once again.
Oh, Pet, honestly, mate, you're so generous. You didn't have to do that. Your reply was just what I needed, lads. I can assure you my spouse isn't watching. Just happy to be shot of me for a pet. Well, that's the other thing. That's what I wonder as well. Is it like are the spouses going, yes, get rid of them to those that bald bloke and the guy with the fuzzy hair?
Yes. I apologize about the fuzzy hair thing. I haven't actually spoken. Well, I've spoken to her, but I haven't seen my wife for more than about 3 hours for what feels like a fortnight now. You
should honestly just grow that. I mean, if I had hair, I'm very jealous. But if I had hair, if I had hair like you, I'd have the biggest boo you've ever seen. That's massive.
Mate, I've been there. I've done that. I have several T-shirts and several photographs, which I think you've seen. I'm not going through the 9 months of hell to get to the point where you can tie it back.
You have a little fro comb in it, just sticking out like Questlove.
No, just no. I'm fine where I am. Thank you.
Lee says, Victory have teased a new product announcement for next Tuesday. I'm hoping it could be a Jack V4 pedal, similar to their other bass pedals. Oh, nice. Other pedal-based amps.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Which one's the Jack? Is that the... No, it's a copper is the AC30, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't really know.
Nice, yeah.
They all look the same.
What the amps or the little pedals?
No, the amps all look the same.
No, they don't. They're all... I mean, I know what you mean. They're very simple. Yeah, the chassis. Well, I think that's what they do. I think that's. Yeah. I mean, that's part of Anderton's clever marketing, isn't it? To reduce costs. To make the chassis the same. But then Matchless do that as well, mate. Matchless use the same chassis. They have ones for their big amps and one for their small amps.
I get it.
Fuzz Off says, greetings from Alberta. Alberta. Still using a few of your Spark Tones, Paul. Sound great. Your new Strat is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Fuzz Off. Cheers, mate. I'm glad you got something out of those Sparky Tones.
Cool.
Lefty Mike says, what monitors are you guys using at home? James, you can go first.
I am using a pair of Focal Twin 6Bs with a Focal sub, which is awesome. And my, I suppose they're called midfields, larger are Tannoy ellipses. And they are amazing, but they like to be cranked.
Do they? Are they not self-powered, are they?
Yeah. There's a sub.
Yeah.
And they are powered, yes.
Oh, they are. Oh, wow.
The sub is 2,500 watts. It's prop. They like to be turned up.
Wow. I've got Key 3 monitors, which are like what are they? 6-way each? 6-way?
10, aren't they? 10.
No, 6. They're 6-way each.
Yeah,
so
they're
6 speakers in. I can't show you actually because they're heavy, yeah. And I can't turn around my monitor to show you. But they're really nice. They've got DSP in them, haven't they?
A lot, yes.
You probably know more about these monitors than I do, and they come with this. Actually, I can't unplug it. You have to buy a controller for it, which costs a fortune.
Mm-hmm. But it's very clever.
Yes, it is quite clever. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They're to say they're active monitors is an understatement. Your keys, they're always doing the DSP thing. I mean, I run my monitors through a Trinov monitor to help me calibrate the room and get rid of any nastiness, and it really helps, especially moving into temporary digs. It's been a real godsend.
Yeah, I'd recommend what James uses or what I use. I think your monitors sound great as well.
Yeah, I mean the keys are amazing. There's no two ways about it, but they do come with a very hefty price tag, and but so does a Trinov system. So
absolutely, yeah, very true. Very true. Duncan Mitchell says, "Good evening, studio rats." Evening, Duncan. I like that guitar. That always pops up. Gal 7615. What guitar cable make would you recommend? Last night I was amazed at how different my telly sounded at practice with my katana. Oh, interesting. While you're talking, I'm going to go and grab a cable.
It's almost like Gal, you read my mind for tonight, because one of the things I want to talk about is the DIY aspect of it and how we can save ourselves a couple of quid. Now, I'm not necessarily saying you have to go out and buy all the kit to start making your own amps and oscilloscopes and all that sort of thing. I'm not going there, but certainly it is possible to make things like cables and be they XLR cables for microphones or guitar cables. It certainly is possible to do it yourself. Hence, my regular brand of cable is by a company called Klotz instrument cable. I buy a drum, and I buy Neutrik high quality jacks, be they Jackson XLRs, and they last me forever. I probably popped in my time probably 3 cables in 35 years of doing it.
Nice. I got sent a couple of cables by the lovely John Green, who's a watcher of the show, and he made me a couple of cables, which are the Van Damme cables with these big sort of Neutriks on it, and it's a really stiff cable. That's the only thing I'd say about it, but it's a really nice high quality cable. So thanks, John.
I did a shootout between cables several years ago on Production Expert, and it's one of those things that if you really want to start a fight online, start talking about cables, either how to coil them. Sorry, Dan, or what type of cables to use. The whole monster cable, or Megami, or Klotz, VDC. There are so many out there. I mean, I would never suggest using the god awful Tandy molded cables that come with, when you buy an Encore guitar with a Sun Mustang amp and a cable that looks like it came out of the plastic bag that you get from the garage. Don't use one of those. But once you get to a certain stage, it makes very little difference. Let's not say those cheap ones don't sound cheap, because they do. But
you're going to start an argument with the hi-fi people.
I know I am. Gotta love those hi-fi people.
Don't spend money on crazy, stupid cable. It's honestly, what is it, James?
It's snake oil.
Thank you. It's snake oil.
It's snake oil.
It's all snake oil.
At this point, I have to scoot down there and do some of that.
Ah, Mr. McQuillan, you're a very generous man. Easter egg time. Thank you both for all your support. No, thank you, David. Actually, let's give David a shout out. David is the owner proprietor of the Highland Plectrum Company. He makes these absolutely gorgeous plectrums. Actually, let's give him a shout. Let's find one. Sorry, David, because all of my plectrums are in this. Oh, jeez, it's a skull.
And as I haven't, nor will I be seeing Paul for another week yet. I haven't been to get my. I haven't been to see Paul in a couple of weeks, and nor will I be because of COVID. I haven't been to collect my gift.
Yes, you haven't. So they're waiting in my. They're in my wallet actually, just waiting for. I'm just going to put that back before I. Sorry, this is not good radio, is it?
This.
Oh, okay. These. David makes these, which are
beautiful.
They're this is an old British penny, 1966 British penny.
A World Cup winning year.
A World Cup winning year, which Dave makes into plectrums, and I've done a video on these. So go and have a look at the video on the channel. They sound. It's really interesting because you wouldn't think how much a difference plectrums make.
We should also go here.
Oh, Ian. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. He says, hey, guys, have you ever tried any of the Ibanez AZ guitars? I'm really gassing for a Tom Quayle model at the moment. I think the Tom Quayle one looks nice, isn't it?
I haven't tried it.
Yeah, so Tom Quayle ones look really good. I haven't tried any of the Ibanez AZ. Do you know, I haven't tried an Ibanez since the old RGs. I think the last one I probably tried was like a Gem.
Probably a JS for me. My mate's got an old JS, and it's a fabulous guitar.
Is it?
Oh, it's awesome. It's so easy to play.
Is it? Oh, nice. No, but so we haven't. But Ian, don't let that put you off. I think that they're really highly regarded. The new Ibanez AZs. I think
very nice.
I wouldn't hesitate. If that's what you want, you should go for it. Stephen James says, did you go back to the issue? You did. Stephen James says, morning, guys from Brisbane. Morning, Stephen. How are you doing? Mike Aiton's in the house. Evening all. We'll be in and out a bit tonight. Mike, have you bought that guitar yet?
Please say you have.
Please say you have, because I want to play it. Gerriton says, when using a multi-effects pedal like the GX100 with an amp, do you go into the input jack of the amp, the return jack from the effects loop, or the power amp jack? Okay, let me have a look here. When using a multi-effects pedal like the GX100 with an amp, do you go into the input jack of the amp, the return jack from the effects loop, or the power amp in jack?
I can tell you what I would do. I can tell you what I would do. I would probably plug, if I was just using the amp as a means of making the signal louder, I would probably, if the amp had it, I would probably go into the power amp in. So the guitar would go into the effects box, be that GX, and then I'd go out of the GX100 into the power amp in of the amplifier. If the amp didn't have a power amp in, I'd go into the effects loop return, because that's probably the next best thing.
It's more or less the same thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
An effects return and a power amp in is more or less the same thing. I'm guessing you're looking at, I think some Boss amps have a power amp in jack. and I guess that's slightly different to. I can't think why it'd be different. But anyway, yes. So you got a couple of different choices there, Joe. You can either do 4-cable method. Let's go complicated first. So you go. I've got to get this right.
Guitar into amp.
No. Guitar into the effects unit. The effects unit goes. Oh God, I'm getting confused now.
No, that's not right. That's not right.
4-cable method.
4-cable method is you go from guitar into amp, effects out, effects processor.
Yeah.
Effects processor back in power amp or return of the.
Well, I'm only counting 3 cables there, mate.
Well, if it's a stereo return.
No, it's not. It's basically 4-cable method means that you can use the preamp effects.
Yeah.
Of the effects unit that you're using, something like the GX100, so you can use the drives in that. You take that out into the input, and then you're also using the. Oh my God, have I got this am I so confused now? I haven't done it for years.
I'm quite confused.
It's 4-cable method.
Yeah, I know it's 4-cable, but I've never been able to work out what the 4th cable is.
Oh, someone fill us in. Someone fill us in. Okay, so you can either do it that way, which we'll clarify in a minute. Or you can go out of the GX100, the output into the effects return, which is basically the same as going into the power amp jack in. If you do that, you've got to make sure that you turn off whichever way you're doing it. Actually, you've got to make sure you're turning off your IRs or your speaker emulation. Should we go down? I'm sure someone has commented by now.
Not yet. No, hang on.
No. Okay, hold on. Let me just do this.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, to implement the 4-cable method, you need the following 4 quality guitar cables. If you're using pedals, you also need to patch the leads for connecting them to each other. An amplifier with an effects loop. The effects loop jacks are found on the back of the amp. Look for sender returns. So, let me help you do this. What's the difference between 3? So, James, you're talking about 3-cable method.
Yeah.
4-cable method. Okay, with 4-cable method, you're making full use of the amplifier by running pedals into both its main input and through its effects loop. 4-cable method works for those that favor using individual stomp boxes, but it also applies to players that prefer multi-effects units. So, yeah.
So, actually, I would say probably 3-cable method would work as well as anything in this scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. But then if he wants to use where are you, James? There you are. But also if he wants to use the preamp effects inside the effects unit, you're not going to be doing that doing 3-cable method. That's true. He wants to put the drives into the front of the amp.
Yeah.
And then use the time-based effects through the send return. Anyway.
Yes, that works. Excuse me.
Hello all. Hi Top Load. How you doing?
Yep.
K Michael P with his lovely guitar. Howdy y'all. Late. Welcome, mate. Barry says, what gauge strings use on your PRS? And do you try to keep string tension and action similar across your guitar? James, you want to do that first?
On my PRS, I've got 10s, and no, I don't even try. Not one of these people who goes, "Oh, I must have all my setups the same." Nah, they're all different. They all feel different. They're all different guitars.
Yeah, I sort of agree with James. There, you get long scale and short scale, and in betweens like PRS. Something like a shorter scale, should I say? Something like a Les Paul feels. I have 10s on all my guitars.
Yeah,
and some guitars feel light, like a PRS, even though it's got 10s on it. And you've got a Strat, which has got a longer scale length, and that feels you've got to fight that a bit harder. And personally, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I guess I could put 11s on my Les Paul, or go the other way, but nah, I just stick to 10. I tell you why, because I buy those massive bumper boxes, those 25 packs, and yeah, I think I'd have to. Yeah, they cost enough as it is. They're about 120 quid now, those boxes.
Ouch.
Yeah. My missus is watching Bridgerton on Netflix. Nice one. Well, tell her to come in and watch us. My wife is at choir practice. Nice. Civilized, isn't it? 2 p.m. in Illinois here. Mine is working. Good to know you're not, Mike. Duncan Mitchell, my wife is working, so I'm free. As everyone hit like. Oh, cheers, Gal. Yeah. Like, subscribe if you could. It really helps us.
Hang on. I'm going to reach it.
Oh, he's going to do it.
I'm going to reach it. I'm going to reach it. There it is. Right. Like, subscribe. Hit the bell.
Brie.
You love it, really.
Brie. My wife's in prison. I'm guessing you're joking. Daniel Early says 3 p.m. here in North Carolina, so my wife is working. I love the way that all these blokes are not working and their wives are working hard. That's the way. This is.
I'm
great.
So pleased you said that, not me, because you can get the flack for that one.
Well, no, it's it's equal opportunities and all that. It's great. Lee Abraham says, Paul, how did you get on returning that exotic guitar? Did the seller agree to refund? Yeah, he did actually straight away.
Which makes me think he knew there was a problem with it.
I think he did know there was a problem with it. By the return message I got as well, he basically said that he didn't actually say this, but by his message, it sort of felt like he was saying, yeah, that's how exotics are, unfortunately. And also
Strange.
I had another guy, I had a guy, who was it? Oh man. So I get so many messages sent through. I had a message sent through from one of the watchers, and he said that he's got an exotic and he has the same problems. So
interesting.
Or he knows people that's had problems. Yeah. But no problem at all. Just refunded. He actually refunded before, and he organised the pickup and everything. It was great.
Wow.
Good guy, actually. Tim Jarring says my wife will probably rather endure great pain versus watching a program like this. Don't know whether to be insulted or not.
I don't think so, to be honest. I think we're all right.
Yeah.
I'll just go with it.
Hi, Matt. Happy Wednesday from Matt. Hi, Matt. Happy Wednesday to you too. Ian says, evening, gents. Evening, Ian. And thank you very much for your generosity later on in the chat. Matt Wright says, new glasses, Paul, look great. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Yes, these are new glasses. I should probably get the story about that just briefly. So people complaining that my glasses were glaring. I'll show you my old glasses. This is what happened. So I thought, they do. Oh, there's a big difference, isn't there?
There's quite a lot of difference, yeah.
So I go into the opticians thinking everything's all right, thinking, I'm still a young whippersnapper and all that sort of stuff.
So is this like opticians? Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. And the optician said, you need varifocals. I've reached that age.
Oh, bless you.
Not getting on with I don't get the whole sort of it's just driving me nuts. I think they've got it all wrong. I don't think I need varifocals at all.
I have to admit, I bought one of these magnifying glass with LED light on to be able to do the soldering, the little tiny buttons on these pedals. And it's really weird. I go, whoop, because I'm not used to the magnification. I'm like, whoop, whoop.
You don't wear glasses? You don't wear glasses at all?
Not at all, no.
Have you been to the opticians, though? No wonder you
Who
don't
said
wear
that?
glasses.
Who said that?
I've been to an optician. Who said that? Jeez.
I go fairly regularly, and I don't need glasses.
Nice.
None of my old man didn't wear glasses till he was 71.
So thick head of hair.
I have a little way to go. Yeah, I have a long way to go yet, fortunately.
David Bro says, my wife doesn't know I watch any shows on the internet. It's 2:15 in the afternoon. I'm self-employed, so this is actually tax deductible as I'm learning about gear and stuff. Nice one. There we go.
Yeah. Well, in that case, we're available as a judge.
See, Pep says, what do you think about Harley Benton? It's another. Go on, James, get in.
It's another Harley Benton of the week.
There we go. Are those prices good for the guitars? The quality of Harley Benton is good. What's that, James? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, guys, can you let us know? James has either died. Yeah, he's gone. He's come back in. Okay. So what do I think of Harley Benton? I've never played one, to be honest. James has played one a long time ago, and he said that they were. Are you back? You back? Can't hear you. Okay, try again. Okay. Let me just. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Yes. So, I think they're really, really reasonably priced. I think they look amazing for the price. I think they look really good. And I think it's worth a go. I wouldn't expect, don't expect it to sound or play like a top end guitar, but for that money, I don't think you could. I think, yeah, I would definitely give it a go. Hope that helps. See Peps, right? Where are we? Lee Abraham says Victory Jack is a regular vanilla 2-channel Guthrie special. Are you there? Can you hear us? Yay! Great. The Victory Jack is a regular vanilla 2-channel Guthrie special. I had the amp version when they used to call it the Countess. The Countess, yeah. Loved it. Nice. Yeah. Sounds great. Sounds really
what
good.
it was? You know what killed my audio? It was me doing the Harley Benton Moment of the Week song.
Why? Actually, why? Why would that?
Because Toman have infected my machine with something.
That's what it is.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is. Yeah, excitingly, yes. Let's see. Interesting next Tuesday when we find out what that is.
Yeah.
Again, thank you to David and Ian. Let's go down to. Here we go. Lee says, Ian, the Ibanez AZ is a lovely guitar. I had one for a while, but the tuners are absolutely terrible. They're Goto self-clamping. Oh no, that is what the Exotic had.
Oh really?
The self-clamping tuners. They're awful things.
Self-clamping.
Yeah. So what happens is, okay, so the string goes through the excuse me, I can't believe I just did that.
You just did, didn't you?
I did do that.
We're adults here, Paul. Not everyone thinks like you do. Guttural.
I didn't even do it. Anyway, the string goes through the hole. Okay. Then so instead of winding and then putting it through the hole, the string goes through the hole, and then there's a little pin that, as you tighten the tune, the pin goes up and pushes on the string to lock it in place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason for this is that you can then have staggered tuners. So from your E string being high down to low.
Yeah.
But the only problem with these tuners are that the break angle isn't enough from the B and the E string. So what happens is, like that problem that I had with the Exotic, you end up getting dead open strings, and there's nothing you can do about it apart from to then go and buy a string tree to lock it down. In which case, the tuner is still lower than the actual string tree. It's a useless thing.
Yeah, not great.
It's absolutely pointless. Yeah. But maybe the Tom Quayle one hasn't got those tuners, and maybe it's just your one, Lee. I'll pick up a few Holland plectrums. Oh, well done, Pet. You won't regret it. Make sure you haven't got like an old sort of 50s Les Paul that's actually, that's absolutely immaculate.
Because it won't be.
Before attacking it with, you've got to make sure that, your picking technique's good.
Definitely.
Ian Lorimer says, interestingly, not had a chance to get my mitts on one yet. Tom Quayle, what a player, though.
Great player.
DMAC, hey guys, just wondering if you think the Marshall SC20C is worth the extra money over the Marshall DSL40. Think with exchange rate to British pounds is £600 difference. Wow, $600 difference. Sorry, you guys do pay a lot over in the States for Marshall stuff.
James,
what's your thought? The SC20 it's a classic. It's a plexi.
Definitely.
No, that's vintage. That's the JCM 800.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got,
the DSL40 is it's okay.
Careful.
No, but it's okay. It's not a proper Marshall. That's a proper Marshall.
So, yeah, the thing. Okay, so the thing about all of these amplifiers are, don't think you're going to get a 20-watt JCM 800 home and you're going to be able to make it sound like a JCM 800, because it won't. You've got to turn that thing up.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, just be aware that to get the most out of that, you've either got to have a room where you can really crank that amp, because even 20 watts is really loud.
Blisteringly loud,
really loud. And or you've got some sort of attenuator. If you've got an attenuator, I would so recommend getting the SC20 over the DSL40.
Yeah, every time.
It's a combo. You think about getting the combo version.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great little amp.
Yeah. Thomas Barron says, I think if you go out of some effects processors like the GX100, it's best to go into the PA unless you turn off all the IR simulations. Absolutely.
Definitely. I couldn't agree more.
Going into an amplifier, your amplifier is, you've got a speaker on that amplifier. You need to turn off the IR, the speaker emulation. Otherwise,
otherwise you're emulating a speaker emulating in a speaker, which doesn't sound nice.
It would sound awful, yeah.
Phasey and horrible.
Cable 1 from guitar to effects unit. Yes, I was right. So I think it goes cable. Actually, I'm sure someone's going to tell us. Oh, here we go. Cable 2 from send to amp input.
There we go.
And then cable 3 from amp to return on the effects. Cable 4 from FX out to amp return.
There we go.
Nice. Thanks, Victor. Thanks, mate. Matt Wright says, I use designer cable on Amazon. Yes, I use them. And their own website. They make custom Van Damme cables with Neutrik jacks. Pick your length and color, not too expensive. Never had one go down on me in 10 years.
Yeah.
No, James, don't.
I wasn't. What? You're the one with the guttural brain, not me. Filth.
Yes.
Just the fact that you even started to smirk, just filth.
Oh, I saw the little corners of your mouth go up. Aristotle Duca says, guitar to the input of processor. Processor send to the input of the amp. Amp send to the return of the processor. Out of the return to the amp. Nice.
Yes.
Thanks, Aristotle.
So you're using the processor with its own effects loop as well, which is the important bit.
Exactly. So so it means that you can use the preamp side, you can use your distortion pedals in front of the amp.
Yes.
From the effects processor as well.
Yes.
Nice one. Cheers, guys. Phil Hoy says, I both bought a used Cat Artist Mark II on your recommendation, and it's a beast with a GTK core. Next thing is the Golden Reverberator, a worthwhile addition for the GTK core. Yeah, it's really good. It is really it's the best sounding reverb that I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've got a GT1000, I'm not sure you need it. I mean, it's a better reverb.
Is it better enough to have all the extra hassle though?
I don't think so. I think that if you got the money, burning a hole in your pocket and you're desperate for it, I'd say go for it. If you've got to save for it, honestly, I wouldn't worry. I think Phil, you've got some really good effects inside the GT1000, and I think it'd be interesting. You should try it out. You should try it if you get a chance to try it out, and maybe plug it into the effects and the returns in the GT. You probably like that.
Yeah, good point.
It is good, but I'd really recommend. I think it really comes into its own when you use it in stereo. So because you've got a Cat Artist, you're going to be using it in mono. I'm not sure you're going to notice that much of a difference.
No,
using it in stereo would be glorious.
Yes.
Lefty Mike says, when you talk about calibrating your room, do you mean you're putting a plug at the end of the signal chain like Sonarworks? It's a bit like that.
Yeah. The what's it called? The Trinov is actually a 2U rack unit. Kids are asleep, hence my wife's decided to do the hoovering. it's a 2U rack unit that sits between the output of the desk or the output of your monitor controller or the output of your interface and your speakers. A bit like you would with something like SonarWorks system-wide, where you'd put the output of system, or SonarWorks the plugin, where you should put it as a plugin in the master bus of your DAW. This is a bit more permanent, less forget-aboutable, or a bit more forget-aboutable. I haven't got to think about it. It's just there, and it always makes it sound amazing. The only time I forget about it is when I turn it off, and then I go, that sounds shocking. Oh yeah, clunk, back in. That's better. It makes a hell.
Yeah.
They're not in it. They're not cheap, but oh my god, the improvement is beyond measure.
I was gonna show the Key 3 system, and then the price just come up. God, it's shot up in price.
15?
Yeah, over 15 now.
Wow.
But the keys have got that built in. So has it got that built in? It just sorts out. I mean, basically, it sounds like witchcraft. All this sort of stuff that Trinov's doing, and my key monitor's doing. Imagine you're sitting in a room, and all of these frequencies are supposed to be coming into your ear. The way to get a perfect cohesive mix, as it were, is all these frequencies are coming to you at the same time at the right angle. Would you say, James?
The right in phase.
In phase.
A balanced signal. So theoretically, let's go theory just for a minute. If you put a microphone at the listening position, so your mix position, and you put white noise, which is or pink noise, which is random, every frequency randomly at every amplitude. I think that's the definition. And you looked at a frequency graph, it will be absolutely flat. Now, the answer, the real solution to that, the real world scenario there is that that's not possible unless you're in a beautifully treated room, and not many of us are, which is why we put these devices like Trinov, or the keys have a DSP processor inside them, quite a lot of DSP processing, to make sure that the signal gets to the listening position in a balanced, in phase, cohesive way.
Yeah, it really does make a difference. I mean, even so something like you're saying there, Lefty, is SonarWorks. SonarWorks makes a massive difference. These are like, so SonarWorks it goes inside the computer, and it's using sort of
SonarWorks. You take a snapshot of what your speaker is doing in the room, and it then calibrates to the listening position the EQ curve to make it as good as it possibly can. Now, where SonarWorks is great is it does it for EQ, so it's mapping the EQ to get you a perfect sound at the listening position. Where something like Trinov picks up is it doesn't only do EQ, it also does phase and delay and phase rotation. So it's doing a lot more work. I think like the key system is doing it all at the point of the speaker. The speaker is sensing how far it is from the wall and the back wall, and it's proper voodoo. I mean,
it's proper voodoo. The only thing that I would say is, if you get a chance to go and try out a Trinov system, and you can literally turn it on and off, and the difference is massive.
Night and day is an understatement.
It's a difference of being in a room, a really crappy sounding room, and going, I really don't know. I don't know what's going on with this mix. I can't work out like how much reverb to put in, how much compression to put in, how much EQ to put in, and then going, like that.
I know. So I know exactly what to do now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it isn't snake oil. It's brilliant.
It's definitely not snake oil.
Snake oil.
SonarWorks is great, and SonarWorks isn't either. Whereas, unfortunately, a set of keys, as we found out now, is about 15 grand, and you're looking about $6,000 minimum buy-in for a Trinov these days.
A lot of dollars.
But if you're moving from room to room a lot, and you can't maybe invest in making the room as we can.
Yeah,
a Trinov is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, Trinov's brilliant. The War is 1968. Hello, Rats. Bit late. Hope you're both happy and well. Oh, you're going to suffer from that, mate, after COVID. Cheers, Walrus. Hope you're happy and well too. Is that your first beer since?
No, God, no. No, it was over the weekend. God, no.
Matt Wright says James and his bell has to make you laugh. Yes.
But which end of the bell?
Oh no! See, you're way worse than me.
Yeah, way worse.
Gal 7615. George Harrison had the same strings on his Gretsch Tennessee, wasn't it? Gretsch Tennessee. Anyway, yeah. For 3 years. 3 years without changing. Don't worry about it. Wow.
But to be fair, if you listen to someone's recording, it sounds bloody awful. The Beatles. This is going to make me some kind of heathen. The Beatles as individuals were positively average. When the Beatles came together, they were amazing. And all you have to do is listen to the guitar solo on Saw Her Standing There and go, what was George Harrison doing? He's not even in the same key. And yet, the four of them play together and you just go, wow. So please don't hate me. Please don't hate me, internet, for dissing the Beatles.
We just lost. Those people just left the chat.
Yeah,
Victory says, do you use any rack gear to record via USB? Do you use any rack gear to record?
Yes. 11 rack.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean. So any guitar, any USB guitar processors.
Yeah, 11 rack.
And so James uses the 11 rack. All of the Boss videos. Actually, sorry, 95% of the Boss videos, Katana videos that you hear are all recorded through USB.
Because it's brilliant.
Yeah. Tim Jarring says, no insult intended. My wife has spent 30 years hearing about gear, so she won't be watching. It's a break from me to her. Surely your wives want to know about
4 cable method. Yeah, I can see Jen absolutely lapping that up.
Yeah, I get that. Geraldton says, have either of you tried a Magnatone panoramic amp? I heard videos and they sound amazing, but I can't find any local music stores in my area that sell them, so I can only try before buying. Now, what's the issue with? I was thinking about one for a while when I was doing my amp check. Basically, James, it's a stereo valve amp. Yes,
I've tried one and went, this sounds amazing. Then this is a while ago. I don't think this particular model, but I've tried them and gone, this sounds amazing. Then looked at the price tag and gone, okay, bit rich for my blood.
No, I don't think. I mean, yes, they're expensive.
This was back then.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't tried one. I've seen lots of videos on them, and I was thinking about it, and I can't remember what the problem was. Maybe it didn't have an effects loop or something, or maybe See, there's always like the perfect amp, which could just be like, for me, everyone has different needs and stuff, but there's always something about an amp that makes you go, oh, if only it just did that.
If only it had that.
Yes, as well. So close. John Gordon says, have a Princeton Reverb. Any thoughts on a decent multi-effects pedal that would work with this setup? Nice. If I had a Princeton,
I'm not sure I'd want to tarnish it with a multi-effects. I'd probably want to go pedals. I think I'd want to tarnish it with the tone from something else.
Well, maybe something like what about a Helix effects?
Yeah, something like that, or an 8.
Oh no, hold on. I don't think the Princeton's got an effects loop.
No, so pedals every time.
I think so. I don't think. I think if you bought a Princeton, that's the sort of sound you want. I think.
Yeah, that's a quality amp. That's an amp to worship and enjoy. Put some pedals on the front end. It's going to sound great.
Yeah, I think I'm with James on that.
Wow, twice in one day.
In a good mood. D-Max says, thanks. Anytime, mate. How are we doing for time, James?
We're all good. We're under an hour.
Something that doesn't take advantage sorry, something that doesn't take an advanced degree to figure out would be a plus. So okay, well let's think.
Pedals,
So John,
pedals. 4 or 5 good pedals.
as a Princeton, let me just check if a Princeton has. Give me 2 seconds.
Um,
Hold on, go on, keep going. Go on,
I'm
go on.
trying to think. I'm trying to think of boxes that I would. I mean, something
Got
like
loads of pictures of the front of them, none of the back. Back panel. Hold on.
yeah.
Have a look. Here we go.
Okay. I bet it doesn't.
Come on.
Why would they have done that back then?
Didn't you? No, that doesn't. Hold on. Let me just double check. Oh, it might do. It might do. Hold on. If I can find a decent picture of one so I can see what's going on.
I'm still not sure I'd want to go that route with a Princeton though.
It hasn't. It's got a reverb output and reverb return. So it has actually got an effects level. It has got an effects send and return, but you'd have to take the reverb out.
Some pedals at the front end.
James. I think I'm with James. I would. Yeah, honestly, mate. I think if you've got a nice amp
that's got a tone, an amp that's got a sound, I wouldn't start messing with digital effects and stuff. I'd get some nice, proper pedals and do some and enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean things like I would recommend this to anyone. I think this is one of the best things that Boss has ever brought out. I think it's absolutely amazing. But this thing is, it is, even though you can do all these 4 cable method and use it as an effects unit, I think where this thing really shines is
it's
a silent stage, or going into a recording interface. If you've got like a nice, quality amp like that, or I wouldn't plug a multi effects unit into my matchless.
No, that's sacrilege.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think I'd ever do that, but I'm sure people disagree with this.
They're entitled to their opinion, wrong as it may be.
Lee says, those Goto tuners, the worst thing about them is when you unwind the string to remove it, when the hole is parallel with the fretboard, the clamp is still hanging onto the strings. Absolute crap. Yeah. Again, I think it's one of those things. It'd be a nightmare at a gig to change strings. They're on every AZ model. That's a shame.
Boo.
Top Load Telly says, you might be surprised to know how many people don't even know the difference between a speaker cable and it. Yes. Yeah.
There is a video that I'm going to do. I mean, the reason we get onto this,
blowing up an
amp. There's a video on wiring cables, isn't there? On soldering cables. Soldering, to our American friends, not soldering. Soldering is something. It means something completely different. Video on that, isn't there? Because I think I was pretty good before at kind of fairly heavy duty cables now, and I got quite decent at soldering PCBs, as it turns out. Because I haven't had any.
I think probably a video like that is definitely what's the term you've used before, where not an instant hit but a long.
It's long tail.
Long tail. That's it. Yeah.
Long tail content.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would. Yes, I think it's a really useful. I think it's a really useful video.
I'll get on that.
My soldering is terrible. Yeah, I'd love to know how to solder. Actually,
because you actually thought mine was. You looked at my first PCB solder and thought that looked quite neat, and it wasn't bad considering I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, and actually, what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to pick your brains about getting a decent soldering iron and all the bits that I need.
Okay, well, we'll do that in a minute. We'll talk about pedals.
Yeah. Pet says, Top Load Telly, that's probably me before setting up my humble home studio. And of course, the gems that is the Rats. Cheers, Pet. Mike Aiton says, all Trinov love mine.
Yeah. First,
yes.
I heard a Trinov was at Mike's.
Was it? Lee Abraham says, a massive help with monitors is to get to know your monitors. That's very true. Listen to loads of music on them, not just your own. I've never done room treatment apart from a few acoustic panels. My mixes do okay. There we go.
The other thing I would say is burn your monitors in. And by that, if you can, turn up some loud music, shut the door, and leave them running overnight. Let them burn
I don't even
in.
think it's got to be loud. I don't think it's got to be loud. I just think it's just got to be.
Certainly, I mean, a friend of mine had a 4x12, a brand new 4x12, and an old 4x12 that was worn in, and oh my god, the difference was chalk and cheese.
That's it.
The speakers were lovely and oozy, and just a bit more. Oh, it was amazing sound.
Nice. Nice.
At this point, we should also.
John Gordon, thank you, mate. He says, "Thanks, guys. Appreciate the feedback. I'll probably stick with my pedals for now. Hope you feel better soon, James." He's gone again. You've gone again. Unbelievable. Yeah. Cheers, John. That's very kind of you. I really do believe that. I think you've got a nice quality amp like that, and because it's such a lovely sound, the Princeton. Where are we? Because we always jump forward when here he comes. He's back.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I don't know what keeps.
Here we go. Right. Where were we?
I
said thank you to John. It's really kind of you, John.
Thank
Actually,
you,
really kind of everyone who's been generous to the Baby Sham Fund.
Yes. That we were there.
Mike says, or we could just use headphones. Nota rooms are the same. Yes, you could use headphones. It's very. I find it very. Is he gone again? He's gone again. James, if you can hear me, can you hear me? Just nod if you can hear me. No, he can't hear me. Mixing on headphones is not really recommended because I think, well, there's a couple of reasons. The stereo field's too big. It sounds unnatural. But I guess if you can get used to using headphones and mixing on headphones. But I think there's a reason why most people use monitors. Where are we?
I do not know what's going on tonight.
Right. Are you sure your Wi-Fi is not on?
I'm absolutely positive the Wi-Fi tree is not on. I am plugged in.
Okay. I
am plugged in.
I think there's something with your internet because you keep your audio keeps sort of glitching and stuff.
Fantastic. Let's go.
John Waller, afternoon, gents. Afternoon, John. Pit Trap, that's a new name. Hi, Paul. Bought the Celestian Creamback Neo for my Miller cab. German Gem tip. Great with my Laney L5 Lionheart top, and even better as a second speaker to my Black Star Artist 15. Thanks for the review. Oh, brilliant! Oh, nice one, Pet.
Nice.
I think that I was really surprised with the Neo. I was expecting the Neo to be like
a bit weak.
Yeah, just a bit of a speaker that you think, oh well, it's there because it's light. Yeah. It's not. It's such a great sounding speaker. I preferred it to the normal Greenback. Victor E, thanks, boys. Be well. You too, mate. Mike Blue, I think it's another new name. Those Magnatones are about $4,000. Oh, they are expensive then.
Yes.
I didn't realize they were that much. It's basically 2 power amps, though, isn't it? I guess 2 valve power amps. Yeah. John Wallace said, just sold my Headrush MX5. Nice one. And trying out the Walrus ACS1. Slightly different product, but much more suited to what I do. Have you tried the Walrus ACS1? I haven't, mate. But that, really good. Really good.
Someone's got to go cuckoo cuckoo, haven't they?
Ah, very good. Okay. Yeah, very good. Very good. Oh, nice one, John. Pit Trap says, lying in the hospital, had an op on the eye. Thanks for the entertainment. Oh, mate. Hopefully your one eye is focused on me rather than James.
Very dare you. You should have seen the beetroot colour he went as he was doing his press-ups pre-show. Yes, I've just named him shame.
I try and do 60 press-ups a day. Try to. And sometimes I can only get it in just before the show. So James has to watch me going up and down.
So many lines, so little time. That's not a bad shout.
How about an Eventide H9 to go with the Princeton?
That's not a bad shout. I mean, it's quite tony.
Oh, it's one of the better quality processors, I guess, isn't it? I think that's a good shout from Mike.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, nice one, Mike.
I wouldn't be upset with that.
Is Shinryu Kid trying to choose between a Les Paul traditional or a PRS McCarty, not 594, for the same used price? This is a straight ahead rock punk. What are your thoughts?
Les Paul.
I would say if you're doing pop rock punk, I would say Les Paul.
If you turn up to a rock punk gig with a party, you're going to get laughed off the stage. Whereas a Les Paul is the ultimate rock guitar, isn't it?
I think if you're talking about sort of aesthetics and sort of coolness, yes, yeah. I hear what you're saying. I was more thinking about the sort of more sort of tone. PRS pickups tend to be darker than Les Pauls. I don't know about the McCarty. I'm guessing it's going to be the same. Every PRS that I've ever owned, humbucker PRS, they tend to be quite darker pickups. A Les Paul traditional is going to give you that bark that I think you'd need or you'd want. So I'd probably go for the Les Paul. I think if you're talking about quality of guitar, if you said to me which guitar should I buy, and you don't give me a musical genre, and you said I want a really good quality guitar, I'd say PRS McCarty
every time. Yep. Yeah, very much so.
But you missed Pep, but there's
no, because they're
Pep's talking to someone else. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Never liked that Harrison. Chemical P, the Princeton, my 68 didn't have an effects loop. Okay, there we go. Pet says I'm with James and Paul, and I've got Princeton.
Nice. I'd like a Princeton.
That's a good.
Princeton would be a good shout.
Yeah, low wattage, nice. Princeton or Deluxe. What's a Princeton? Princeton's much less power. I mean, I know a Deluxe 22.
Yeah,
is a Princeton, I think. Sorry, is a Deluxe. Where are we?
I'd get a Champ, one of the little tiny ones.
Yeah,
because I had one. This is my one gear selling regret of all time. I had a Champ and a Valve one, and I sold it for 25 quid.
Right.
That's £1,000 amp now.
You might not get. No, I'm not sure it's $1,000. But anyway, yeah, so it's a lot more. Yeah. So a Princeton's 12 to 15 watts. A Deluxe, I think, is 22. No, it's not a massive difference in it.
Yeah.
Depends what you're using it for. If you want an amp that's going to drive nicely at lower volumes, they both do that, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I probably a Deluxe is probably going to be slightly more usable for lots of. They're both going to be great.
Yeah.
I think you'd have a lovely time with both. Didn't the Princeton originally come with an 8?
I don't know. The Champ certainly does.
Oh no, the Princeton was a 10, I think. You're right, the Champ was the 8.
Yeah.
Originally, I don't know if I think they've done variations of the Princeton 12s. Flapams AZ says, hi guys, what do you think about SIG guitars? I've ordered an Andy Wood Sir Black Telly 24 fret double bucker with trem. I know Paul would say that's not a Telly. Over a year's waiting list. So I would not say that is not a Telly. I think that's a great guitar. So I think that's one of the better guitars I think Sir make, and funny enough, I'm saying this in the video that's coming out tomorrow. Sir make amazing guitars. Full stop. Every guitar is fantastic.
There was a Pencer appeared on eBay. Not sorry, yeah.
What, a Pencer Sir, one of the old Pencer Sirs.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, ooh, but it was a lot of money.
Did it have the Floyd Rose?
It did.
No, and I know Knopfler's one had a Floyd Rose, but
yeah,
no, they do them now. Sir makes basically the same model with a standard sort of Strat style trem.
Really very nice. That was really nice.
Nice guitars, yeah. No man, I think the Andy Wood is. If I was going to order a Sir guitar, I think I'd probably order the Andy Wood, and I think just it looks great, sounds great. Andy Wood makes it sound amazing.
Yeah.
No, yes. Mate, you'll have a lot of time with that. have a lovely time. David Bro says, thanks, gents. It's a 24 degrees Celsius outside. Oh, and somebody needs to ride a motorbike at the moment before the wife comes home. Nice.
Okay.
Pit Trap says, please do a review on the Hotone Ampero 2 Stomp. Really great piece of gear. Yeah, I mean, if they send us one, I'd love to, Pit. I'm just going to sneeze.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
At this point, we'll stop because actually we'll do this first. We'll do that and say thank you, sir,
Thank
so
you so much, mate. What's going on tonight? This is awesome. Thank you, mate. The baby sham fund is looking good. We'll
stop just there, and we'll do a little bit of chat about other things because there's some cool stuff going on now. Paul and I planned to get together tomorrow to shoot a whole ton of content and a whole load of videos, but the gods had other ideas when my wife and daughter got COVID.
Has he gone again? Do you know what? You've gone. You've got come back in. Don't say it. Yes. Sorry about this, guys. Right. So I guess he was going to say we were getting together and we were going to do lots of videos tomorrow, but because James's kids have got COVID and James has had COVID, I don't want him anywhere near me. Here he comes. There he is.
There we go. Right.
I've explained why you're not coming over tomorrow. You don't have to do that anymore.
Right. So, however, in my the last couple of weeks, we went to see
Clive.
Thank you. Clive introduced me to a brand of DIY effects pedals called Fuzz Dog, and I've built my first ones.
They look great, didn't they? Should I show you the one that Clive built me?
Yeah. Now, obviously, you can.
I like your stickers you've got on it. Your
labels. I've got a labeler. I have a label machine that I bought about 20 years ago, and it's brilliant.
That's great, isn't it?
This is the best little distortion pedal I have ever played through. I think it even challenges the governor.
Nice.
This is a Candyman 2, and it's basically a distortion and volume, but you've also got these two filters, so they're not EQ boosts, they are EQ roll-off, bass and treble, and they sound amazing. That's a lot of fun.
Can I ask can you give us a price of what they cost, what the kit costs?
About 35-40 quid. You can get the basic one for about 25, but if you want the decent pedal, the decent foot switch and the daughter board to make the wiring easier and a few other things, they come in about, I think both of them were about 90 quid, 95 quid.
Okay.
Out knobs.
Okay. Where'd you get the knobs from?
Same place. You just have to choose your knobs.
Okay.
And I've chosen nice sort of knurled metal ones because I thought they'd look quite cool against the silver and the black. I thought it was nice. This one is a double down Bonner boost, and it's basically two boost pedals, not clean boost, distorted boost, with a master volume on boost number 2, so you can juice it up but control. Very, very cool pedal.
Why is it called a Bonner? I'm guessing a Bonner Massa pedal of some sort.
I'm guessing there's some kind of reference in there. I don't really know. I just went for the ones that I thought sounded useful and
nice.
would go with. And I've since bought that have now arrived a compressor, a Dynacomp style compressor, and what's the other one I bought? Hang on a second. Do hold. Dynacomp compressor called a Super Squishy, and come on, what's it called? Sorry, it's
good radio.
It's great, isn't it? I'm terribly sorry. And it's called a Deep Vibes optical vibe machine.
Nice.
A little bit more expensive, these ones. They're about 40 quid each. But, significantly cheaper than actually buying You can buy them. You know, they will build the kits for you if you want. But
And how much
half the fun.
How much it costs if you get them to build it?
I think it's about 25 quid extra. Really, but half the fun of it for me is actually building them, because they give you so many options as you go through. You can do different things on the boards.
Oh, nice.
So you know, and some of the components, some of the resistors inside and pots inside are tunable, so you can tune your sound.
Oh, nice.
Which is quite cool. Yeah, really, really cool. And for about 100 quid all in, and I bought, so the next batch are about 100 quid as well for the two.
Nice. Nice.
I'm not going to go bonkers on them, because at the end of the day they are a tool. But I thought, yeah, quite good fun. I haven't got a compressor and I haven't got anything mad, and I haven't got that much in the way of modulation. So yeah, good fun. So, but you know, you can do this stuff yourself if with a bit of time and a bit of effort, and you know, the only basic tools. I haven't got super high end stuff, but I've got the right stuff.
Nice.
If that makes sense.
I look forward to hearing them. It's a shame.
A half decent soldering iron is about 45-50 quid. A constant temperature soldering iron. Don't just get from Halfords or from wherever, Home Depot, because they're not constant. It has to have a proper box on the side of it that will keep it regulated. That way you won't destroy a component.
Yeah.
Very important.
Nice. Okay. Should I do guitar? New guitar day.
Yeah. On, show us your new.
Okay. I do it. Right now, I think some people are going to hate this, and some people are going to love this. So we'll do it.
It's a Marmite guitar.
I think it might be a Marmite. But I was initially attracted to this. One, because of the configuration of it, but two, because of the color of it. Anyway, here it comes.
Oh, look at that!
So what do we think?
I think that's awesome. Genuinely, I think that's awesome.
Oh, it's so good. It's so bloody good as well. So yes, video coming out tomorrow on this, but it's a 62 custom shop.
Is it a custom shop or is it a master built?
No. Oh my god, I couldn't afford another master built.
Well, I was thinking that
it's a custom shop with a humbucker in the old bridge.
Nice.
Me to get my 80s fix.
At this point, we should, before we dive into the gear news of the week, we should say this.
What's this? What's going on? Not another one. Thomas. Thank you, mate, for the tip jar, guys. Thank you. My daughter recently brought COVID home from kindergarten. I'm enjoying the time with you from quarantine, having already reached the end of the internet. Thanks, mate. Very kind of you.
Thank you so much indeed.
Muchos kind.
So show us what the new gear of the world has to offer us.
Okay, share screen. There's not a lot. I mean, there's some good stuff, but there's not a lot. Now I'll start with the boring stuff, but I thought this was quite cool, and I've downloaded it. So there's, if you've got an iOS, I'm guessing it's for Android as well, but I don't know. There's a new tuner plugin which is supposed to be quite good for your phone. I don't know if anyone's got, if people use them. Personally, I do. I think they're great and they're really handy to have.
If it's free, how can it be?
Exactly, and that's what it looks like on your phone. And yes, it's supposed to be quite good.
Cool.
Okay, next thing. Look at this wrong-un.
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Isn't that horrible? That is just on so many levels.
What
that's wrong.
On earth is it? Oh God!
So it's it's just look at. Have you seen the headstock? Let's see if there's a better picture of the headstock. It's absolutely hideous. Look, can you see it?
That look.
Oh man!
Oh,
that's wrong. That's wrong on so many levels. So it's a travel guitar with a Bluetooth speaker. And it's foldable as well, which makes me even more worried. I mean, travel guitars are
notoriously horrendous.
Notoriously horrendous, but that just looks
How much?
Do you know what? I haven't even seen
Too much is the answer.
Yeah, if it's anything more than a couple of £100, it's. Do you know what? So it's $600, but it looks like it's on a Kickstarter campaign, and it's past its initial $200,000 target on the first day. People love a travel guitar, don't they? What's wrong with people? That's a wrong one. Electromatics, new Gretsch Electromatics are out, and I thought this one, I've got to show you this. Look at that. You there, James? Have you gone again? James has gone. Okay, guys, I can't see anyone, so all I can see is my screen. So you're gonna have to. Hopefully, you can hear me. I think that looks the nuts, and that is €488. I just think that is awesome, and it comes in a lefty as well. And they've got a couple of baritones. So if anyone needs a baritone, $579. Let me just check. Is he back? Are you back? I can't hear you. Let me just
back from out.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So James, yeah, what do you think of that?
I really like that.
That's awesome, isn't it?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
That looks way above its
pay grade. Yeah.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Hitmaker Strat, Noel Rogers signature.
It's a Strat. I'm sure it's great.
It's a hardtail Strat.
I'm sure it's great.
With like Gibson knobs. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, if you notice, it's a slightly smaller body.
It does look a bit dinky, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look dinky. $1
million.
Well, I don't know what it is, but if you think the amount of songs that have been made using that guitar, €2,849, not even a custom shop.
$1 million.
$1 million, yeah, not even a custom shop.
No.
Wow.
I'm sure it's beautiful. I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, I'm sure it's great. I don't know about this. This will make me laugh. So Josh Homme. Now I'm sure I'm going to be corrected on how to say his name, but Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, there was this secret amplifier that was recorded that was used to record songs for the deaf. You know, their initial album, and it was the only thing that was a secret. Okay, and it ended up that it was this PV, this cheap old transistor PV amp.
Yeah,
and now someone decided to, you know, like how you get like Marshall in a box.
Yeah.
Now you get a PV in a box.
So wrong.
It is pretty wrong, I think. I think it's got a power amp built in.
Yeah, probably something awful.
It's got a speaker out on it. I don't know what the deal there is, but $300. Yeah, interesting. But there is. Yeah, that's the amp.
I don't think it's going to be on my shopping list.
No, mate. No, you stay well away from that thing. Probably all right if it's layered with something, but that's not going to be. No, that's not. Right. Personally,
I know how you love a flying V.
Well, a flying V is a wrong one. That's definitely a wrong one with the Bigsby. What's that about?
That's bizarre.
The only person that would make that look cool would be Billy Gibbons.
Billy Gibbons, yeah.
And he'd look great with it. But nah, I'm not sure about that.
Again, $1 million probably.
I reckon, yeah. So what are they? They're the new Leo Scala Super 58s are flying Vs from the company's Master Artisan collection, 10 models in total, with variations on the whatever, blah blah blah. These are going to be so. I
hope
it looks so wrong with that. It looks so wrong.
I hope their QC for their Master Artisan series is better than for their usual very expensive series, because we were talking to Gregoire this week about a 335,
Yeah.
and yeah, it shouldn't be the price, that sort of price for
No.
the fit and finish.
Yeah.
Doesn't warrant the price.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I completely agree with you, mate. Definitely. Okay, I'm coming out. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry. But there is another show and tell.
Oh,
I sent this. I'm just unplugging it from my board.
oh, he's got one at last.
It's really
Nice.
cool, actually.
I bet.
It's really good. So, yeah, obviously a recreation of the Space Echo, big box tape echo, Roland thing. You know, really sort of iconic delay unit, and they brought out a new version. It's
Very
really
cool.
good. The thing that is really good about this is, for me, is the preamp.
Right.
So you can use it, and the way that I've got it set up on one setting is the delay is basically off, and I'm just using the preamp on it, and it sounds great. It's like a boost, like a really good boost pedal, and you can control the amount of boost. Yeah, really good. Really good. It's got the
Nice.
reverb on it. It's got reverb, and it's got some hidden menus, which I want to
Cool.
go into video.
Nice.
Really clever stuff.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
want to hear that. I want to hear that badly. Should we get back into questions
Yeah.
for the last half hour or so?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go.
Pet says an idea for a video for you both. A newbie sets up a home studio. Top 10 things to avoid, etc. Nice.
Well, I'll do top 10 things to do and top 10 things to avoid. There you go. That's
Right.
not a bad. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take a picture of that question now, Pet, and I shall get on that this week. There we go. Right. There we go. Jumping in again.
Phil McNally says, I think I read somewhere Andrew Sheps only mixes on headphones. Does he only mix on headphones? I know he does mix on headphones. I'm not sure.
I don't think he only mixes on headphones. He travels a lot. Therefore, he is totally in the box in his laptopage. I don't think he just mixes on headphones. I'd be very surprised if he does. If he does, wow. Because he gets a good result, doesn't he?
Oh, yes. He's pretty good. Johnny A, love them both. Rock and pump. Rock and punk. Pet says, top load telling, nice one, buddy. Great comments as well previously. Hey, Raphael's in the house. I'm late, but got here eventually. He's probably soldering some pickups into a Strat or a telly or something.
More than likely.
Johnny A, if I'm in the UK, hit a music store. Are there a lot old cool Marshall? Okay, let me work out what it's saying. Okay, so if I think what you're trying to say, Johnny, is if you're in the UK and you go into a music store, are there a lot of old Marshalls, cool Marshalls around, and are there crazy prices as they are in the US? No, they're not.
No, there's not. There's not that many around, really.
JCM 800 you'll pick up for a vintage JCM 800. You'll pick up probably for between 800. Probably less than that. I'd say if you're really lucky, you can get one for about £600.
Mine went really cheap a few years ago, and I was gutted.
And you might pay up to about £1,200 now for a JCM 800. I know in the States, crazy. If you want something older than that, I mean, yeah, you're always going to pay a premium for like 70s Marshalls and Plexes and stuff. But no, nothing like you guys have to pay in the States.
No,
it's equivalent of stuff that's made in the States over here. The only thing it doesn't apply to is Mezza Boogie for some reason.
Boogies over here are dirt cheap, aren't they, at the moment?
Dirt cheap. Like no one wants Boogie. It's weird. Boogie's great amps. I know they're a pain in the backside to work on if you're a technician, but
and they're also damn heavy.
Yeah, they're damn heavy. Yeah. But no, yeah, but you guys get, if you wanted to buy like a 62 Strat in the UK, it'd be way more money than buying it in the US.
Yes, true.
At Paul Drew press ups, a test for you. See if you can do the bring Sally up challenge. What's that?
Might have to Google that one later on.
Bring Sally up. Okay, hold on. I'm writing it down. Thanks for the advice. Anytime, mate. Anytime. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
David Braces had to stop to say, "Isn't bringing a PRS almost punk in itself?" That's so true. Yes, it could be. I guess it could be. Shep Shepherd said, Dan Baker put up a good video on making guitar cables yesterday. Independent musician, multi-instrumentalist. I think he's an ex-EMI tech from back in the day. Oh, nice one.
Worth a view.
Yeah. PRS 58815s are, that's so true actually. The 5815 LTs are very bright and articulate, much nicer than the 8515s, ones they use, but they only put 5815s on the higher end models and they don't sell them separately. Yeah, it's a shame they don't sell the pickup separately, but you're right, the 5815 LTs are much brighter. Good tenor pickups. Gear regrets. While skint, I sold a Boss delay, proper tenor. Oh, that is a shame. I like twin reverb loaded with.
It should be EVs.
EV speakers. I can say evil speakers. EV speakers. Yeah, heavy speakers. EVs.
Very heavy.
Oof.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, twin with.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that a Joe Bonamassa thing? Twin with EVs.
Yeah.
Johnny X Silverface.
Yeah.
Nice. Tweed, but yes.
Yes.
Nice though. Thanks for your thoughts. Anytime. Tweeds and Plexus got crazy with price.
They certainly have, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised about Tweeds, but yeah, it's funny. Amps over here, second-hand amps don't really go for that much money. It's a shame that we're 230, 240 volts over here because someone can make a killing.
Well, most of the slightly more modern stuff has a switch in the back at least.
Yeah, but then I guess you compromise on the transformer. I'm guessing with those. Yeah. Anyway, Matt Wright says Deluxe is 22 watts, 12-inch speaker. Princeton is a 10-inch speaker. The low end on the Princeton is harder to control, but both sound fantastic. Excellent. Cheers, Matt.
I'm not entirely sure what that lot's about, so I'm going to skip to there.
What did I miss out on?
There's lots of. I like 12s, 12 or 15s. Cool. Hand wire. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, nice. I get most Euro rack gear at the UK. Some people doing great work, like AJH. Nice one.
And Euro rack is a massive place for the DIY builder. That whole Eurorack. Yeah, it's massive. The Euro rack is all about guys with bundles of components going, what happens if I do this?
Oh, nice. Oh, cool. Yeah, nice. Pitt says, I've got a Vibrolux from 66. Nice. Have it since 1987. Maybe I want to get rid of it. It's too heavy for my age now. Brilliant amp if there's any interest, but it's in Southwest Germany.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
That'd be fun.
A Vibrolux. Very nice.
Yeah.
Kind of modded them. Nice. I wish I knew more on that.
Yeah.
Jag Green. Cool.
That is a cool That's a cool Strat, that.
It is a cool looking. I think it's a cool looking Strat. I think some people would go, I don't like the green. It's not very traditional, is it?
No.
Top Low Chelly said, I bit the bullet and got a Noble's OD1 limited on the advice of Tom Bukovac. It doesn't disappoint. Oh, nice one. Does it disappoint? I mean, I always find a tube screamer disappointing.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've ever tried an OD1. I mean, I know that loads of people do use it. Tim Pierce is a big fan of the OD1, isn't he?
Yeah.
Ernie B says, a beautiful guitar. You can call it the Hulk. That is. I was trying to think of a name. I was going to call it Greeny, but you can't call it Greeny now, can you?
No. The Hulk. Great name.
Yes. Thanks, mate. We've got it. That's been named. I like get a clone. I'd like to get a clone maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice one. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm getting quite into my what is it? Ryra clone. You can get some serious gain out of that thing. More than here we go. Jeff Rock, foldable, needs folding into 1,000 pieces. It does, and then burning.
Johnny A, I'm not going to put all your comments up because they need to make sense in the sentence because we've got lots of little bits. Don't hit return until you've finished typing.
Yeah, because it makes it much harder for us to read them. If that makes sense, because we have to go through the comment. Yeah, if you can just write like a sentence, and that'd be cool. Thanks, mate. Yes, my 1980s PV Backstage 35 Plus must have doubled in value now to at least £20 at least. Oh, that was it. Was it the Backstage 30? Yeah. The thing about those Backstage amps, they were all different. They all had different circuits, like the back. So there was a 20 and a 30 and a something, and they all had slightly different circuits, didn't they?
Yeah. It's good to know that our presence on Twitch is also working.
Is it? Is it not?
No, we're now getting people. Some lovely young lady telling us how we can promote ourselves.
Oh, that's nice of her.
Yeah,
nice one.
Anywho,
as for pedals, I can recommend very cheap the Bijang X Drive from the same guys that Baby Boom, Tri Reverb, fantastic pedals. Nice one, Pet. Nice one. Check them out. Hold on. Do you want to feel more popular? I always want to feel more popular. Joe Stope, any fuzzes you guys are fond of?
Fuzz face, and the Big Muff.
Oh, do you know I haven't got any fuzz? Oh, I have got a fuzz. I've got a Big Muff. I really want to find a fuzz. I really want to find a fuzz that I like.
I might have the fuzz for you.
What's that?
I was going to bring it round.
What is it?
It's hang on, let me see if I can reach it. Hang on. Oh, cobblers, hang on 1 second. Right. It's in the pile of stuff to bring over tomorrow that I'm now not bringing.
Oh, man. What is it? Go on.
Right. This is the Chief Disruptor.
Yeah.
And it's every fuzz you will ever need in a pedal.
Oh, okay. Is it?
Yeah. Look at that bad boy.
Yeah, I think their pedals look cool. I think they're very pedal board friendly, but okay.
But it's also number 9.
Oh, is it number 9? Nice one. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Nice
So
one. Yeah, I'd like to try that. I want to find a fuzz that's articulate. It doesn't feel like you're sort of
like a normal fuzz.
Yeah. I always find fuzzes really hard to play through because you get like some sort of sag from them. And
they're out of control, aren't they? Almost.
Yeah, I really want to find the right, one.
I played through this earlier. It's awesome.
Oh, great! Oh, nice one.
You'll like that.
Yeah.
For next week. Okay.
Diddy Black says, "Sorry to be late, guys. It's not a problem, mate. Any views on old Gibson Tweed amps? I feel they're real sleepers. I've never tried one. They always
me neither.
Yeah, they're quite old. They haven't made Tweed amps for years and years, but I think Gretsch shouldered a video on one once, and I thought it sounded pretty cool.
But that could just be the fact he's really quite a tasty player.
Yeah, he's a tasty player. I like his playing. Yeah. Any thoughts on Charvel DKs? I fancy something Strat-like, but a bit more rock metal, if you know what I mean.
Totally. Paul, this is Paul's particular special area of guitar knowledge. He loves a Super Strat with a pointy headstock. I
used to love a Super Strat. DKs haven't got a pointy headstock. I don't think they've got the rounded Strat headstock, haven't they? Yeah. I'm not a massive sort of fan of those sort of guitars. What can I recommend instead, though? I think the price is very different. I think they're quite reasonably priced.
Yeah.
I don't dig myself out of a hole.
Is a DK dual humbucker or is it HHS?
Isn't that the old dinky, the old Charvel dinky? Let me have a look. Charvel DK. Let's have a look. Actually, this will give us something to show on the old Tinterwebs. CHARVEL DK. Ah, okay. Is it the old dinky body? Hold on, James. Can you share?
Sharing now.
Okay, so
well, other than the fact that you'd look like you just come off stage with Steel Panther.
Well, that is the Steel Panther one.
I know. That's why I said it. That's awesome.
It's cool, isn't it? Yes, but no one else could play that apart from Satchel, though, could they?
I think that's a great guitar.
Let's have a look. Is it the DK? Is it the DK? Is it the body shape? Is it the dinky? That's quite cool. I mean, I'm not a massive fan.
Not cheap though. Not cheap.
Not cheap, are they? I'm not a massive fan of this sort of burr woods, but it's quite cool, isn't it? It's quite nice looking. Here's the old ones. That's the old vintage one. That's the ones I remember. With the old pointy headstock. Oh, horrible things. Look at that headstock. That was horrible, wasn't it? Look at that. I used to have a Model 6 or a Model. Oh man, bad times. Anyway, coming out.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I had a Maison for a while. Not a Mason. Maison.
Oh really?
Yeah. Nothing. Not a. Oh, great guitar actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, really good. I swapped out the pickups and all the electronics and everything, and great guitar. I don't even know why I sold it. I don't even think I did sell it. I think I left it somewhere at a gig once, and it was never to be seen again.
I bought some right wrong uns in my childhood. Don't forget Andy Powell of Wishbone Ash, by the way. My first record I bought was Wishbone Ash Best Of. Nice one. Don't know much about Wishbone Ash.
I'm not a connoisseur.
Jeff Rock says your last two strats have been very Christmassy, Paul. It is very Christmas. They are very. Oh my God, they do look Christmassy, don't they?
Yeah.
Together, they do look like it's the color of Christmas. That red and that sort of candy apple red and metallic green.
Rudolph and the Hulk.
It's very Christmas.
Rudolph and the Hulk.
Rudolph and the Hulk. Where are we? Right. Where are we? Can we do a Rats marathon stream later in the year when we don't need to put the heating on? I hear it's gone up. Yes, mate, it has gone up.
The Rats marathon stream, I think we do for our 100th episode.
Not far off. How long off are we?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. Wow.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think we do it for that one. Do our 12-hour our 12-hour mega stream.
Yep, sounds good to me. Can we start? Can we do me a favor? Because I do like my bed.
We'll do 12 till 12. We'll do 12 till 12.
Can we not do 10 till 10?
I'm just thinking that no one will be up.
No, this is where you're getting it all wrong, because you're just thinking. See, James, you think small. I think big. See, this is it's all over the world. It doesn't matter, does it? Because it can be 10 o'clock a.m. in the morning where we are. Is
well, as opposed to the AM that's not in the morning.
Exactly. Will be 8 o'clock at night somewhere else. It doesn't matter.
That is true. Okay, well, we'll do
or 6 in the morning. We could start really early. I love getting up early. I love it.
I'd have to be up at like 3 in the morning to get to you for 6.
Oh, I see you coming to me. We're not just going to do it like this.
No, we'll do it in the same room, because that way we can do more stuff.
We'll kill it. We'll end up killing each other. 12 hours.
That's all right. We spend way longer than that at cheer.
I take stuff to suppress my anger.
Yeah, it's called the internet. Yeah, he's there. He's there. Half an eye doing the actual job. The other half an eye. Oh, that's a nice guitar.
No, it's not. No. The job's always done. The job's always done properly.
Yes, damn right.
Top load telly. Somebody say Fuzz. Check out JHS Rat Pack. It has most of all the fuzz tones. I like a rat pedal.
Mm-hmm.
The rat pedal's articulate.
Yeah.
But, and I know it's considered to be a fuzz, but it's a distortion, isn't it? It's a distortion fuzz.
Yeah.
A Yogi. Oh, that's a nice guitar, isn't it? Look at that. See, look, Bigsby's on a Les Paul. Look amazing.
That is quite cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Bigby's on a Flying V. It's a no.
Not so much, no.
Yogi the guitarist says, "Hi lads, no questions. Just wanted to say thanks for the content. Only recently discovered you on YouTube from the advice of a good friend, and have been loving catching up on the old vids." Ah, cheers, Yogi. I've heard Yogi the guitarist mentioned on a few other programs. Maybe I've been watching the pedal show or something.
Is he smarter than the average player?
Very good. Very good. You're welcome, Yogi. Thanks for joining us, mate. Pet says, Paul Drew, ever listened to Clive Carroll playing all this time? He's got such a great touch and feel. Sure you'll both indulge. I will definitely check that out. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Another
Pet.
one for the list.
John Wallace says, check out the Chase Bliss Automatone. The fuzz circuit in that is smooth as butter. Oh, nice.
You and Mr. Duxbury was going like that, don't you? Yeah, you're always banging about that.
Are we?
Yeah.
Or were we, I should say.
Yeah.
Old Gibson amps are really good. Oh, nice one. I'd like to try one. Dilly Black says, Paul, try the Mini Fuzz series from Jesse Davey. Check out his demos on YouTube, Psy or Germanium. At some stage can be just like an overdrive and really controllable. Oh, nice. Safety says, fuzz recommendations. JDM pedals Humdinger, perfect treble boost with Germanium fuzz. Nice. TX pedals Animalizer, crazy versatile with all type of diodes, both very versatile by two master designers. Nice one. Yeah, I really need to find my fuzz pedal. I've got too many drives and I need to find something a bit different. Gal7615, I loathe fuzzes, sound horrible, overcompressed, and make my amp sound broken. That's how I've always felt. Or I took a Stanley knife to the speaker. Okay, if you don't want to hear the music or the notes, but then you hear certain people play them and you go, oh, that sounds great.
Yes, yeah, I know what you mean.
Lee Abraham doesn't like fuzz either. Gal says, James, have you built that Marshall clone pedal yet? You promised, James.
I don't think I promised to build that because you've got the governor pedal, which Clive built you.
Is that the one they mean? Maybe.
I think that's what they mean. Then I've got these two, which are variations on a theme of such. I tell you what, this stands up for me as being every bit as amazing as a governor. It's different because you've got you can switch between different numbers of clipping diodes in the middle. So you can actually change the distortion characteristics. But that for like 50 quid, that's an amazing pedal.
Okay, nice. I'm really looking forward to trying this.
Go.
Tommy Gibbons. Hi, James and Paul. I'm looking at buying a Strat. I can't decide whether to build a parts caster or just buy one. I like relics, but would like a more modern feeling neck. So you can get, if you buy a, if you want a relic, if you go and get a postmodern, I think the relics are the ones with the modern features.
Yeah.
So a word of warning, I would say, if you build a parts caster, say like a Warmouth neck, I'm talking generally, you get a body, you get a neck, and you spend, let's say you spend 1,500 quid, and you buy a guitar which is every bit as good as a custom shop Strat, something like that. Don't think that guitar is worth 1,500 quid.
No.
If you don't like that guitar in a couple of years' time, your guitar's worth 400 quid.
Tops.
You've because no one wants them. If you go and buy a relic, if you go and buy like a custom shop, or even if you go and buy like a standard sort of Fender, it's always going to be worth the amount. It's always going to be worth a certain amount of money. It'll always be desirable to people.
Yeah. Because
what's for me?
what's desirable to you is not to everybody else, unfortunately.
Exactly. Yeah, I've seen it so many times when people, friends have done parts casters, and but if you're looking for a guitar to keep and that's your thing, you don't sell guitars, fantastic. Has to be She-Hulk, your greenie, She-Hulk. Lee Abraham, I've got a DK Pro Mod 24 HH lefty, great guitar, Goto 2-point bridge, 5-way switch, and a series parallel switch, 10 pickup configurations. Nice.
Fries my brain already.
Hey, Boo Boo. Who's Boo Boo?
No idea. No idea. No idea. I'm assuming that was for us. Who knows?
Hey, Boo Boo. Hold on. I don't know. I'm trying to see if anyone's called Boo Boo. Okay, I like that. Tickle me, that is. We did a 24-hour sponsored swim at a leisure centre a few years back. Without thinking, we arranged it on the last Sunday in October, so it became a 24-hour
swim. Oh dear.
Oh, you got to be shriveled up after that, haven't you? 24-hour swim.
Yeah.
The Dunlop Hendrix Mini Fuzz is great. You can choose between germanium and silicone diodes. Nice one. Dilly Black says, I hate Fuzz too until I saw the Mini Fuzz. I really don't think Fuzz works with humbuckers. Interesting.
Yes, interesting.
Best vocal sound on an album song, in your opinion? That's a really good question.
Well, it's not Alanis Morissette on Jagged Little Pill, that's for sure.
Definitely not. Most definitely not. Best vocal sound. We'll have to come back to that one.
Yeah, that's... And I hate to say it, but it's not someone who you think has got a beautiful voice, like someone like Bublé or someone like that, because it's auto-tuned and compressed and nasty things are done, and it's like, no.
I think I've got it. I think, do you remember the first Mark Cohn album?
No.
Okay, you remember the guy that did Walking in Memphis?
Yeah.
Right, I think it's called Mark Cohn. It's the first album he did.
Right.
The vocal sound on that whole album is astonishing.
Actually, I'm also going to chime in with, I think the vocal sound on Crowded House Woodface is amazing, because Tim, oh God, help me out. Ben and Tim Finn have amazing voices.
Ben, not Ben Finn.
Yeah, Tim Finn.
Tim Finn and his brother, who's
Neil Finn.
Thank you.
Sorry, not because Ben and Tim Finn were the two brothers at Ben and Jay were the two brothers at Sibelius, both the Finn brothers. So very confusing. Yeah, Neil and Tim Finn, Crowded House. That's one of my favorite albums, and every line is just beautiful.
Yeah, no, they're brilliant. Great album.
And of course, it was mixed by Mr. Clear Mountain.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's a good sounding album, that.
Yeah.
Green Goddess, nice. I still think I prefer the Hulk.
I think yeah.
Green Goddess is good. Gabrielle Allo says, is it worth to sell the GT1000 to buy a GX100? So it's the processing is different in the GX100. It's still got the AIRD technology, which is the same. So I think it's 32-bit processing. It's 32-bit processing in the GT1000, 24 in the GX100. It means nothing, to be honest. Personally, I love. Look, I'm not going to say whether you should or not, but what I am going to say is that I think the GX100 is one of the best things that Boss has ever brought out.
But so, you heard it here first. Well, or not. But hey.
Boo Boo was Yogi Bear's buddy. Yes, he was.
Boo-boo. Yes, of course he was.
Yogi Bear jokes, James. Boo Boo.
Yeah. Sorry.
Boo Boo.
That's a good shout. That's a very good shout.
Good vocal.
Kind of magic. Great vocal sound.
Oh, even, do you know what the show must go on with? I thought was because of the actual. I mean, not the vocal sound, but the passion he put into that was incredible, wasn't it? The vocals on Black and Back, I think any AC/DC. I think I like the newer. I know Black and Back was Brian Johnson, wasn't it?
It was, Yeah, I'm not a huge Bon Scott fan, and again, that gets me in trouble for.
No, I'm with you. I'm
with
you.
AC/DC
Brian
fans.
Johnson, what a vocalist!
And then he speaks, and you go, "All right, lad."
Yeah. Bruce, Bruce in the house. Hey guys, just wanted to say hi. I've been quiet in the background today. No problem, mate. Nice to have you here. Tommy Gibbons, what are your thoughts on the Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak album? The drums and bass locking so tightly. I go on, James.
I love Bruno Mars. I think the guy's a musical genius.
Yeah. I'm not so keen on the newer stuff, to be honest. I think it's a little bit too 70s soul.
I kind of like it, but I mean, Bruno Mars can do no wrong, in my opinion. Great drummer as well. Great drummer.
Yeah. Nice.
Because it's his brother who plays in his band, but he does all the studio stuff. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Eric E. Panda Hernandez is actually Bruno Mars' brother.
Ah.
Yeah. Do you know what? Actually, Diana Krall is yeah.
Joni Mitchell cover a case if you ever and that's a live album.
Yeah. To be fair, any Diana Krall, because it was all recorded by Al.
Oh right, nice.
It's gonna sound amazing.
The Boss FZ1W is pretty good, yeah, and the price is pretty good, isn't it? Is that the one I think it is? Is that the one that they did with? Oh no, maybe I'm wrong. What's the one they did with Solar Sound and they're crazy money now. From what you've said, I would try a tone bender type fuzz. Have a look at the Williams Audio Mark II or the Keeley Fuzz Bender. Cheers, Jeff. I'll definitely go and check that out. Pet says, Jagged Little Pill is staggering. The songwriting and melodies alone make up for any cherry on the top studio source. It's just such a rough sounding album, isn't it?
Yes, it's because it was recorded in a bedroom, wasn't it? A lot of it.
Yeah, it was. There's
so much. You ought to know the vocal is so distorted.
Yeah.
But hey, it's one of the highest selling albums of all time.
Yeah. Good album. Bruce says, finally got my GX100 this week, but haven't had a chance to play with it yet. Had to come out of retirement for a while. Oh, mate, need to get back in retirement.
Damn right.
Dave McCullen says, best vocals this week, Horse McDonald on the Same Sky. Well, there you go. I haven't heard that.
Must check them out. We got there in the end. It's 3 minutes to Paul's home time before he gets told off.
I've got to go to bed. Beddy buys.
One more. Get one more in.
Pet says, see Bruno Mars or Ed, and it's not envy as I'm 40.
Yeah, go with that. So we're back next week with more of the same. I will try and fix my internet again and see what the heck's going on. I don't actually think it's the internet. I think it's my choices of attached device that's throwing the spanner in the works. But hey, we'll sort that out for next week, and
Thank you guys for your generosity and
absolutely yes,
questions and all that sort of stuff,
and your continued support of this craziness that we do. And we will aim to do number 100 will be the marathon.
10 till 10.
11 till 11.
11 to 11.
He'll be falling asleep, won't he?
Oh, honestly, yeah, I will.
Right. Anyway, let's pull up sticks and all that sort of stuff. We will see you next week. Everybody, have a good week and stay safe, stay healthy, and all that. And we'll see you again very soon. Good night,
guys.